So if you've been struggling to generate consistent DeFi income and cash flow from your portfolio, it's not your fault. It's truly an information issue. Most DeFi education and most of these YouTube videos people put out is specifically for traders, not investors, not people that are trying to take a more long-term approach, and people that are trying to build wealth for their families, for their friends, so they can do the things they want to do in life. It's for people that have 10 hours a day to sit at a computer and look at charts. So today I'm going to be breaking down my 4-step blueprint for actually scaling a DeFi portfolio and the steps that you would take within each step. And I'm going to try to break this down to be as simple as possible for investors like myself that don't want to look at charts all day and maybe don't even understand super complex technical analysis. So we have something called the onboarding stage. And then we have a pre-deployment stage, which is before you get your capital deployed. And then we have a post-deployment stage. And then we have a scaling stage, just like that. So obviously you can't just jump straight into scaling without going through pre-deployment, post-deployment, even onboarding. Now, here's the thing. Most investors think that they have this thing unlocked. They're like, oh, well, onboarded, check, pre-deployment, check, post-deployment, while I have positions open, check. Let's jump to scaling and let's just try to implement these complex strategies into my portfolio. What ends up happening? They end up leveraging up. They end up using lending and borrowing platforms, borrowing too much, having too high of a loan to value ratio. They end up losing their shirt. I've seen it time and time again. Just the other day, I had an investor come to me and said, hey, Jake, I have $50,000 over on Aave, but I have a $45,000 borrow and I don't have the money to repay the $45,000 borrow because I used it for liquidity pools and my liquidity pools are now worth 20 grand. Because they did this when Ethereum was at $3,500. And it's not funny. It's not fun at all. It's not a situation that can be easily fixed. That's the thing, because their $45,000 borrow is now worth 20 grand. So they have the choice of, number one, selling their $45,000 borrow for 20 grand, basically repaying 20 of it, still having to pay 25 out of pocket, basically, or they can run the risk of getting liquidated and end up losing all their collateral. So again, not a fun scenario whatsoever. So again, chances are you've probably been told to chase high APR pools, or maybe just naturally it seems like APR is the best indicator of success. Or maybe you've decided, oh, you need to invest in these complex strategies, and truth be told, you don't. Number one, higher APYs, they always come with higher divergence loss and higher risk. Number two, more complex strategies require more complex management, and if you don't have the skill set, you don't have the knowledge to be able to handle that, you're going to end up losing your shirt and blowing your portfolio. That's why in this onboarding stage, the first thing that we need to do is get comfortable, because we need to understand the risk that we are willing to take in our portfolio and make sure that we understand what those actually look like in our portfolio. Second thing that we need to do is set goals, and we need to set reasonable goals. I see too many investors say, I want to earn 10% per month. I want to earn 1% per day, right? Or hell, we even see some that say, I want to earn 90% per year, which again, all of those are achievable, but again, at what cost are they achievable? Some of those 90% per year goals are going to be unachievable if you're strictly allocated to something like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? You're going to have a ton of divergence loss in that instance. Or if you want 90%, but you're willing to include a little bit more altcoins, that's perfectly achievable, minimal divergence loss. Other investors, again, the 10% per month, you're going to need a little bit more altcoins. Other investors that want, 1% per day, you're going to need to primarily allocate to new and up and coming assets that actually have utility and also still have risk. But setting your goals is very important, and understanding that setting your goals should tie hand in hand with the risk that you're willing to take and getting comfortable with that risk. And then you need to determine assets. Now, determining assets is by far one of the most important things you can do in your portfolio. The simple reason for it is because most investors are looking for pools first, and then they're looking for assets. They're like, oh, this pool is doing great. Okay, it's got this asset in it. They go over to CoinGecko, like, I'm not really sure what this asset does, but it looks like it does something. Looks like it could have some utility. So they dive in because it does a good return. It makes sense for their liquidity pool strategy on paper. Just because it makes sense on paper does not mean that it fundamentally makes sense. So we always look for assets first, and then we look for pools with those assets, as opposed to vice versa. That way we don't have any bias going into specific pools because of the yield, but rather we're only seeing pools that actually fit our portfolio, that actually have utility, and those assets have high growth potential. So that right there is our onboarding phase, just getting comfy, setting our goals, and determining our assets. We also evaluate those assets with something called our VRM framework. And if you guys have questions about anything that's going on through onboarding, pre-deployment, post-deployment, and even scaling, feel free to tune into our weekly Q&A every Thursday. We host it in the free community that's linked right below this video if you guys do want to check that out. Now, next off is the pre-deployment phase. And you probably know that there's potential in DeFi, but you're just frustrated by the amount of complex information that there is out there. And it's very hard for you to understand conflicting information. When one person tells you one thing, your friend tells you another thing, another YouTuber tells you another thing, right? It's hard to put all that information together and make an educated opinion. I even had one client tell me, oh, whenever people talk about the same cryptocurrencies, typically I take that as an indication that it's a good cryptocurrency and I invest into it. It's the absolute wrong way to do it. They have no idea on how to evaluate assets, and that's something that is absolutely crucial that you need to learn how to do. Well, same thing goes for liquidity pools, same thing goes for any type of information. You need to take a different approach where you are your own person and you are doing your own research and evaluation. And the thing is, remember, your goal is most likely to have a path to reliable income without having to become a full-time trader, without having to constantly look at the charts, without having to constantly rebalance your positions and stuff along those lines, which we will talk about in post-deployment. So the first thing we do in pre-deploy is browse and favorite positions. So this is on DeFi Llama, this is on Metrics Finance, this is on literally any tool that can find positions. You are going to end up browsing through probably 100 to 200 positions, and then you're going to end up filtering that 100 to 200 and down to probably like 20 favorites, like ones that you just kind of favorite on a list that actually look like they make sense on paper. And then you will end up simulating those 20 positions, which is our second step of pre-deploy, just simulate. Now, when you're simulating, you're also finding your ranges, you're determining what potential results could be, stuff like that, right? And again, you might decide you only want to simulate 10 positions or so because you do a little bit of a deeper dive into those 20 and you're like, okay, only 10 makes sense. So you simulate 10, and then all of a sudden that 10 turns into 5, right? And step 3 is validating those positions, making sure that they are actually a good fit for your portfolio and making sure that they hold up whenever the market moves and making sure that the market moves are in line with those goals that you set back over here. And of course, your comfortability in DeFi and with risk. And then all of a sudden, you might have 3 validated positions and ones that you are ready to take to the next step, which is deployment. And that's exactly where you would take step 4 and you would deploy your capital after you are ready. Now, as you probably know, the next phase is post-deployment, which is after you've got deployed, and it starts to dive into manage and optimization, basically. And here's the thing. Right now, you might be spending too much time managing your positions. Most investors are. I talk to investors on a daily basis. We go with these broader ranges that actually make sense, and they generate consistent income, consistent cash flow. And they say, can I go with tighter ranges, right? And just because you're going with tighter ranges, even if you have more time to manage, does not mean that you're going to get better results than the next person that's doing broader ranges. That's the thing. There's a trade-off between the two. So again, chances are you're spending too much time managing and rebalancing your positions, checking prices, checking up on your portfolio. And again, it's not your fault. It's just that you don't have a proper system in place. Now, post-deployment, the first thing that we do is check up on our positions and see how they're doing and do like a little bit of a performance analysis, like how much divergence loss do we have? How much in earnings do we have? What APRs are we doing? Notice how APR was not the first thing on my list. Divergence loss was. And also what's our profit loss? All those other metrics, basically, we're doing a performance analysis, just checking up on things, seeing if anything needs to go ASAP, basically. Now, the second thing that we'll do is we will create a management flow. This is your flow and your process for managing your portfolio. This is, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to check up on my portfolio, and I'm going to do these 3 things when I check up on it. I need to do this process when I check up on my portfolio. It's keeping you accountable. And we actually even go to the extent of adding this stuff to our Google Calendar and blocking off time on our Google Calendar. And number 3 is going to be an in-depth performance analysis and actually switching positions out based on the in-depth performance analysis that we have conducted. Now, again, from this initial checkup to performance analysis, typically like 1 to 2 weeks, right? We'll probably do a checkup about like 3 days after we deploy or so, right? Whereas our performance analysis, this is typically happening about a week, maybe even 2 weeks, depending on the person, after we do that checkup. And then we dive into rebalancing and actually rebalancing our positions when they need to be rebalanced. And again, some investors might need to rebalance on a weekly basis. Other investors might need to rebalance on a monthly basis. I've personally been in a sold to render position for 2 months. I just rebalanced a Tau Ethereum position that I had been in for about 20 days or so. And I also have an Ethereum to Edge position that I've been in for about a month. Point is, I rebalance a lot less often than most people think. I'm not in here like constantly trading. I'm not some professional technical analysis person, just like you. I'm an investor that wants to generate consistent DeFi income. And again, you need a framework for rebalancing. You need to make sure that your rebalances are actually good rebalances and make sense, not just tracking the price. I see too many investors, their position might look like this, right? And the price goes in, blah, blah, blah. It goes out. So like, okay, rebalance, boom, just like this. Position goes in. Okay, I need to go in with a tighter range. Boom, just like this. And it goes in, and then they're like, oh, I'm out of range. Okay, rebalance just like that. Right? It's not the way to do things. You have to be strategic about your rebalances. And again, I can dive into that in another video if you guys want me to. Just let me know down below in the comment section and drop a like, subscribe, notifications turned on if you are enjoying the content. The next stage is scaling, and this is probably where a lot of you need to be after you go through onboarding, after you go through pre-deployment and post-deployment. Now, most investors, here's the thing, you've probably tried different strategies, but you can't find consistency, and that's what scaling aims to fix. 1 month you're up, next month you're down, 1 month you have $5,000 in income, the next month you have $2,000 in income, and you're asking yourself the question of, how can people retire off of DeFi? How can people consistently produce cash flow? I'm producing cash flow, but at the same time, my portfolio is down and it's not consistent whatsoever. So scaling is all about refining and optimizing basically, right? And making sure that your portfolio is set up for long-term income generation, but also long-term growth. It's making sure that your portfolio aligns with your goals, your risk tolerance, the assets that you want to have in your portfolio are still in the portfolio, and those are the only assets that you have in the portfolio, and you're scaling up from there. Now, I'm not going to dive into my full scaling framework because we are running out of time today, but I am happy to make another video on that, which I will be doing within the next 1 to 2 weeks. So again, this is a 4-part solution that kind of falls into our DeFi formula and stability frameworks. We actually take a systemized approach by selecting assets first, by making sure that we're comfortable with risk and what type of risk we're comfortable with. We move on into finding out the different strategies, browsing, through simulating, through validating, and then actually deploying our capital after a strategic process of evaluating positions. And then after we deploy, we make sure that we're actually managing effectively by having a management flow, make sure that our rebalances are strategic, not just, oh, out of range, so let me get back in range and rebalance, and finalize a ton of divergence loss. And then we scale upwards, making sure that we're refining, doing more of what's working, making sure that we are actually suited for our goals in the long term, making sure that we're prepared, and making sure that we haven't drifted from our initial thesis in DeFi. So I've shown you the framework, and implementation is where most people struggle, right? I've helped countless investors do this, over 200 plus investors over the past 2 years. So if you have at least $25,000 in your DeFi portfolio and you want to implement a strategic framework in there and make sure that you are scaling up and fitting your goals for the long term, there's going to be a link right below this video. You can fill out a quick little form. It'll take you about 90 seconds, and then you could speak with my team, see if it's a good fit, and we'll go from there and help you implement. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, notifications turned on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to stay tuned for that full scaling blueprint.